Hey, gorgeous souls. Hope you're having a great day. And I am keen as to jump into this particular topic because I think it'll be so relevant for so many people at this point in time. So, what keeps us in a reactive state? Two things, really. Anything that you believe that you need, and if you feel that you can't get that need met through somebody else or through somebody else changing their behavior, it will keep you in a reactive state. And essentially, what's going on at a level underneath this is you have essentially given your power away. And whatever we give our power away to, and I'll explain what I mean by this with money, with relationships, with different things, whatever you believe that you've given your power away to, now you step into a control struggle. So often we can feel like we need control back, or now we're struggling for control, particularly if this is with another person. And so it becomes a power struggle of trying to take power from either or. And this is when we become defensive, this is when we become aloof, this is when we get angry. We have all of these coping strategies or coping mechanisms that literally are triggered and fired off when we're in this particular state, simply because we've given our power away to this situation, meaning that we're literally saying, hey Kim, great to have you on, darling, meaning that we're saying, I can't feel better until you behave differently. And in that second, you're literally giving your power away to change your life, to feel good, to live life as you're wanting to. Now, without going too much into obviously what's going on in the world at the moment, often, or at the moment, people could be feeling very reactive, obviously, with situations that are also going on. And I think this is anybody that's experienced any form of trauma. Hey Yvonne, great to have you on, darling. Anybody that's experienced any form of trauma, and remember that we can define trauma. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've been through a particularly abusive situation or a very difficult situation. Trauma can be experienced and is registered in the brain literally anytime that we feel that we're not valued, we're not accepted for who we are, or there's a fear or a threat that we're kind of going to be kicked out of the tribe, so to speak. So, hey CJ, great to have you on, darling. And hey Christine, great to have you on too, darling. And so this is really, really important to remember that a lot of people are experiencing a massive trauma response in response to what's going on and feeling this sense of powerlessness. Now, we can take this a little bit further because if you're noticing you're feeling resentment or anger towards anyone or anything, so even in the topic of money, if you feel powerless to have the money that you feel that you need, then again, you're giving your power away to that situation. And again, we start to be in this tug of war with this thing, whether it be money or whether it be an external person or a situation or circumstance in our life. And the way that you exit that is by coming back into full alignment. And what that means is that it's the mastery of your own emotional state, being able to change your own emotional state regardless of what's actually going on, because now you're reconnecting to your own inner power. Now you're reconnecting to your creative energy rather than feeling like a victim of circumstance. And often, again, like if we think about money, a lot of people feel powerless to be able to create more money or receive more money or have the money that they need. And anything that we need, we then begin to resent if we feel powerless to be able to change that situation or to get that need met. And again, this happens in relationships, and often there can be needs conflicts, meaning that each person has a different need to what the other wants supplied or given. And an example of that, a really base level example, would be an introvert and an extrovert being together. And, there's different levels of this, of course, but an introvert, their energy needs are fulfilled by actually spending time together. But an extrovert is, alone. So they fill up by themselves. They're actually quite drained when they're spending energy or when they're around lots of people. And so an extrovert actually gets their energy from being around people. So you can see how just a basic needs conflict. Yet, if the introvert isn't expressing what they need and they're saying, yes, that's totally okay, but underneath going, oh my God, I need space, I need time, then they're going to end up resenting the other person because their needs aren't being met at the deeper level. And this is where, again, aligning ourselves with what it is that we do wish to create, again, allows us to communicate much more effectively and allows us to invite greater situations in that are more aligned with what it is that we're wanting to create. And emotional mastery is the key to be able to do that, because if you're dependent on that same situation, needing that to change in order to feel better, you hold yourself ransom literally for the rest of your life to that particular situation that you're giving your power away to and saying, well, until this changes, I can't ever feel better. And that leads to hopelessness, or feelings of hopelessness. It leads to feelings of despair, and it leads to feelings of absolute depression, because now we feel that it doesn't matter what we do, we can't feel better. And every single day that we're living is a mini version of our life. So wherever we're experiencing a base level of emotions on a regular basis. So if you're experiencing anger on a regular basis, if you're experiencing resentment or powerlessness or any of those other emotions, basically that is going to keep the law of reflection, the law of attraction happening. It's happening anyway, but it will keep bringing you situations, circumstances that are equal to that emotion that you're experiencing on a regular basis. Meaning it will attract more experiences that make you angry, that make you feel powerless, that make you feel a sense of despair. All of those things keep happening. And this is why emotional wisdom, emotional mastery is so critically important in order to change the situation. Because again, anything that we believe that we need, and we're looking to the external to try and get that need met first and foremost, and we're not aligning ourselves with that emotionally, meaning you're not already feeling the way that you would if you already had that need met, then it's almost near impossible to attract that and to create that. And we end up in these power struggles, which is where the emotional reactivity continues. So it's really important, to be able to articulate our own needs in relationship with others, but to bring yourself back into alignment first and foremost. And that's exactly what I teach through emotional wisdom, giving you the tools and the skills in order to be able to shift and change your emotions, in order to clear any limiting beliefs where you believe that I can't have the money, or I can't have the relationship that I want, or I can't have my physical health and wellness, or that, this situation, I can't change anything because of all of this that's happening. And that's what keeps us reactive. And like I said, you will feel out of control with anything that you have personally given your power away to. And often we can do this really unconsciously. And anytime you're blaming something outside of yourself, and this is not to say that you should blame yourself either. There's a huge difference between blaming yourself and taking responsibility for your life. It is like night and day. You can blame yourself, beat yourself up, make yourself feel bad, think that, all those things. You can blame yourself. It does not solve anything. The real way out of this, the real pathway out of this, is by taking full responsibility for how you created it, for how you attracted it, and for what it is that you now need to do in order to connect with yourself, in order to take your own power back, and to know that you can actually meet that need internally first through your emotional state, and then start to articulate and communicate more effectively with others, and you will start to attract more of those situations, circumstances into your life. And I've experienced it again and again and again in my own life, and also been able to witness and have the blessing and privilege to work with thousands of people over the years in order to help them come into greater alignment to attract and create more of what it is that they're wanting. But we cannot do that from a place of anger, resentment, reactivity. All of those things mean you're being triggered in a trauma response in that moment. You need to step back, reclaim your own inner power, and step forward again by focusing on what is it that I want to create, and what is the first step, or what do I need to do if I was taking full responsibility for creating that in my life, for having that in my life, for attracting that into my life? What is the first step that I need to take in order to create that? And if you're not sure how to do that, please reach out to me. Let's book in a call, see where you're currently at, what you need support with, and see if and how I can help you with this. Emotional mastery, emotional wisdom is absolutely essential for mental health, for emotional health and well-being, and particularly for physical health and well-being at this current point in time in everything that's going on in the world. It is so important to know how to stabilize your energy, because lots of people are being triggered and are living within that trauma response and feeling powerless to be able to change it. So if that is you, please reach out, please send me a message, and let's have a conversation, see where you're currently at, what you'd like to create instead, and if and how I can help you. So have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if this has been helpful, please like, love, or share it with somebody that you love and that you know it will absolutely support as well. So have an amazing day, guys. Bye for now.